into some energy and just see what messages the divine wants us to get out for today. Today is Friday, September the 19th. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. I've already said my prayers for me and you off camera. So hopefully you are able to resonate with whatever is being said within the message and that it can help you to grow and evolve, all right, in whatever way that it's desired for you in life, okay? We're gonna roll the dice and see what we're talking about today. All right, so we have Pluto, which is about transformation, death, rebirth, and power. All right, and then we have the number 4. All right, so this is giving me the idea before we even get into the cards that your growth and your transformation that is taking place for you with the number 4 is going to provide you with a sense of stability. All right. Also, looking at the dice, I do see the sun on there as well in the number 1. So this could be something that's just getting ready to start for you or something that just happened. All right. So number 1 is all about a new beginning. All right. A new beginning of stability for you because of your growth and transformation and you standing and grounding yourself within your power. All right, divine, again, protect my energy. All right, especially my crown chakra, my heart chakra, and my intuitive chakra as we get into this message for the collective. Protect them as well away from any negativity, any weapons. They shall not prosper, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. In the mighty name of the Most High. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. All right. So since we got the 4 on the dice, we're going to be rolling or we're going to be pulling 4 cards, all right? And then we'll just do clarification cards on the 4 cards that we get. Death and transformation on the bottom of the deck, all right? The death card, a lot of people think of it as something negative, but it's really just letting go of the old version of yourself, the old way of life, all right? It's all about liberation, all right? Freeing yourself from the parts of you that are no longer appropriate, all right, that are no longer beneficial for you, okay? It's being reborn, all right? You talk about baptism in religion, all right? So when you get baptized and come out of the water, you're supposed to be reborn, but it really takes a lot of internal work and self-reflection in order for you to shed the parts of you that you no longer need in order to become a better version of yourself. So I love how this is right on the bottom of the deck for us. Somebody could be refusing. All right, somebody could be refusing to grow. All right, refusing to step into their power, refusing to acknowledge that there are some things that they need to change with this coming back out in the reverse. All right, so bottom of the deck, we do have the Hierophant. All right, so with the Hierophant, this is somebody who is looking to tap into their spiritual side, tap into spiritual knowledge, spiritual wisdom. All right, get an understanding of the world on a spiritual aspect and not just on a physical aspect within the 3D. All right, so someone is wanting to work on their morals. All right, they're wanting to get guidance, they're wanting to get counseling, they're wanting to start praying a bit more within their current self and their future self, their future path along life. All right, they're ready to have this emotional connection with spirit that's like an overwhelming, over satisfying connection. All right, and I say that because of the cards that I'm looking at that fell out. We have the Ace of Wands in reverse. So someone's feeling stuck, all right? Someone's feeling like they don't necessarily have the energy or the knowledge in order to move in this direction, that they are knowing it's a good thing for them, but they're feeling like they're missing out or they're delayed, all right? It's like they've tried it and maybe it failed or it didn't go as expected, but it's not something that you just try once. It's something that you have to stay consistent with. It's something that you have to be um, putting a lot of your energy and focus and emotions towards it. It doesn't just happen overnight, all right? Which is why I'm seeing the strength card out here, all right? So you're gonna have to be patient with yourself as you are learning to unlearn all of the things that you've acquired as the person you are right now to become someone that you've never been before, all right? You're gonna have to have a lot of strength, all right? A lot of courage, all right? You're gonna have to be forceful with yourself, but also gentle with yourself. All right. You're going to have to do a lot of the work for yourself because no one can create that relationship that you need to connect with the divine. All right. You might be under some spiritual umbrellas every now and then within your life, but when it's all said and done, you have to make that internal relationship and that internal connection with the divine in order to strengthen and build that relationship to know what it is and what it feels like and what it looks like. All right. Divine is saying that once you do get into the energy of, connecting with your higher self, with your purpose, with your spiritual side, then you're going to have this emotional satisfaction, all right? You're going to be overflowing with emotional wellness, all right? You could be having new relationships that are popping up that are going to help you to grow as well. But remember, the focus is really going to be on you, all right? So you could need to do a lot of deep thinking, all right? This is also both something that symbolizes like new starts, all right? So you could be starting over something new, all right? And then I'm getting it's the connection that you're looking to build with the spirit, all right? This is going to be like a brand new identity for you. All right, so we have the Seven of Swords, all right? So you could be in this energy of where you've been very deceptive, all right? Not only to others, but also to yourself, all right? You could have had like a mental motive to kind of deceive, all right? When I think of the Seven of Swords, I think of people in survival mode, all right? Doing whatever with whoever in order to survive, all right? Ready to sabotage anything and everything as long as it means that they are going to be taken care of for a moment, right? As long as their needs are going to be met for a moment. But when you connect with the divine, all right, and you get on that divine type of timing and that divine type of alignment, everything always works out for you regardless. So you're potentially trying to see those patterns and learn how to break them, but maybe you're having some difficulties reaching that higher version of yourself. But you have to keep digging, all right? Work on healing some of your shadow sides, your childhood wounds, and just really releasing and giving that to God. All right, so yeah, and so I see the one on the dice and then the aces, both of those are one. All right. So it's like you're ready to start. It's like within your spirit, but it's like you don't know how to get to that place of healing your soul. All right. You don't know how to heal your soul so that your spirit can walk in a level or sense of strength. All right. And it's because your mind is stuck on being indirect with your actions, all right? It's like you have this mental tactics of sneaking in and sneaking out when you need to be bold about what it is that you're doing and who you are. Some of the signs that I'm seeing on this card is Sagittarius, Leo, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Aquarius, and also Taurus, all right? So it's like you're trying to find a certain passion about yourself with this Sagittarius, or no, there's actually Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries on the Ace of Wands. All right, so you're trying to find this passion, all right, and this fiery energy within yourself to move towards the things that you want to do in life. All right, but you're having to be, you know, brave like a Leo. Leo's a lion. All right, so you have to stand in your identity with a sense of strength and action. All right, this cup is like you have to learn how to heal. All right, that's all water energy. All right, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, you have to heal your soul in order to be able to accept new experiences. All right, Aquarius, that's mental energy with the moon on it. So you're trying to do stuff deceptively when you need to be doing stuff that you will morally respect and honor. I don't like when all of the cards fall out like this, but we just gonna take it. We gonna take it. We gonna take it. All right. So this is just really confirmation of what I've already said a few times. All right. So we have the King of Cups. All right. This is somebody who has done the work to a king level status to where they can control their emotions. All right. They don't let anything penetrate them emotionally that they know is going to be disruptive to their overall peace. All right, this is somebody who has done so much work on themselves that they're very wise. All right, they've done so much work on themselves that they're very generous, and it's like somebody that other people can come to for like guidance and counseling. All right, now we got the Strength card underneath the Strength card. Okay, so it's double up on your strength. All right, double up on you putting yourself in this energy of being disciplined. All right, you have to show up and be your own hero. Nobody is out here going to save you except for whatever you believe is going to save you. All right, so you need to connect with the divine, all right, the Most High, all right, in order for you to be in this energy to where you can protect all of the blessings and the promises that you were promised. All right, internally you could have had some things that was promised to you that you could have let go by the wayside. All right, divine is saying you have to protect what is given to you, whatever purpose, whatever plan, whatever promise. All right, you have to learn how to protect yourself, your life, your energy, your emotions, your mental, in a way that is, again, with a sense of morality. All right, a sense of strength, a sense of, you know, responsibility. All right, the Empress, someone who's very wise, somebody who's very strong, someone who's very undefeated, all right, then fought a lot of battles, then been in a lot of battles in the physical and the spiritual, and they continue to win, they continue to conquer, they continue to protect what's theirs. All right, I'm showing that you do have the ability to succeed with the Six of Wands coming out. You will have victory if victory is something that you want. All right, you will be moving forward to this new version of yourself. All right, and finding bits and pieces of moments throughout the journey that is going to be a confirmation for you that you're winning. All right, that you're going exactly where it is that you want to go. All right, so divine is saying, don't get stuck. All right, don't get emotionally stuck, because it may not all come together all at once. You may have to, you know, build a little and then wait on the divine to offer you another idea or another, you know, another opportunity. All right, so it's like once you build, if you start feeling stagnant, don't allow that stagnant energy to put you in a place to where you're no longer fiery about, you know, moving forward. You're no longer putting in any creative efforts in order to move forward. All right, we got Justice on the bottom of the deck. You could have had some things that worked or didn't work out in your favor that will start to turn around and, you know, balance out the scales of life for you. All right, but you are going to have this new beginning. All right, you are going to have this new beginning if you choose to have the new beginning. All right, so this is in the upright this time. We already got it as the leading energy reverse, which means you feeling stuck. All right, like you don't know which way to go, and Divine is saying, don't just stay in that energy. Get up out of it. All right. Move around. All right. Definitely, again, still move around out of this energy of being deceptive. All right. Don't deceive yourself mentally, and don't be out here trying to deceive other people mentally, because when the wheel of karma be turning, you want to make sure that what you're receiving is good karma. All right. So we are going to go ahead and do one more little clarification from the divine on this, and then we're going to pull some of these oracle cards to see what we have. All right, so this is going to be a new journey for you, all right? This is going to be you taking a leap of faith into the unknown, doing something you've never done before. It's a new beginning, all right? Or maybe you have done it before and you're deciding to take another leap of faith, all right? This little boy has this little bag on his back, all right, that he's taking with him, his backpack, all right? Those are all of your experiences. Those are all of your lessons that have been learned, all right? And so with you learning those lessons, all right, it's like you're moving forward to the next level, to the next timeline, to the next experience, with something that you can take to kind of keep you grounded and keep you safe, and know that you are, starting new, but not necessarily new all the way from the bottom. All right, so we got the moon card out here. All right, so you could be having some dreams, or you could be tapping into some sort of spiritual gift. All right, you could be doing a lot of shadow work. All right, going deep within the crevices of your soul to look at the things that are hurting you. All right, when we actually sit and we think about the things that hurt us, it's really just a projection from the world. All right, that gives us this idea that whatever we've been through or whatever we've gone through is supposed to be this knife in the back, in the neck, in the heart that just distraughts us. All right, it's an emotional disruption to what's going on inside of you that can easily be repaired and healed with time and focus and intentions. All right. All right, divine is saying you do deserve ultimate happiness. You do deserve to have a happy home, a happy life, a happy social circle, happy family, all of that. You deserve everything that you desire in order to bring you emotional fulfillment. All right. So not only do you deserve it, but it's like you deserve to have this moment in life to where you are celebrated, to where you are, respected and moving forward and having, this honor of being able to maybe get married, have a partnership, all right, have a life and a community that celebrates you, that makes you feel stable, not only financially stable, but also spiritually stable, all right? Some people that can pour into your spirit to help you to stay on a stable path and a stable journey, all right? A community, a soul tribe, okay? Okay? You deserve it, but you got to choose it, all right? And so I was kind of expecting this to come out since we are talking about death and transformation, all right? You have to let go of that version of yourself that is no longer serving your higher good. You have to let go of the things, the people, the places, and the ideas that you hold within your mind and in your heart and in your emotions that are keeping you trapped, all right? You have to allow parts of you to die in order to become the newer version of yourself. That is what Pluto is all about. It's about dying as many times as you need to things again that don't serve you, okay? Finding your power All right. Letting go of things that don't help you is actually building your strength, building your power. Let me get one more, Divine. All right, so Six of Swords. All right, so Six of Swords is kind of like the death and transformation. All right, it's all about transitioning. All right, you're transitioning away from the emotional chaos. All right, the turbulence of whatever causes you emotional pain. All right, whether it's relationship, whether it's friends, whether it's a job, whether it's family, whether it's, you know what I'm saying, life. All right, you actually going on the voyage, all right, going on the voyage, all right, to move to calmer waters, all right, to see the light on the other side of the tunnel. All right, you're having to leave some things behind that are causing you to be disruptive within your mental, all right, because swords is all about mental. All right, you're gonna have to push past those things in order to find your peace. All right, bottom of the deck here we have the Two of Swords. All right, and that's literally about just making a decision. All right, what are you going to decide to do? Which path are you going to choose? Are you going to stay where you're at? All right, you're going to continue to accept what you've been accepting, or are you going to make the necessary change in order to have something different? All right, you're sitting here and you're really thinking about your options, and you're really thinking about, okay, which path do I want to choose? All right, you're not only thinking about the path, but what could be holding you up is the fact that you deciding to change is going to mean that you're going to have to leave a lot of people who aren't ready for it. All right, you're going to have to cut off a lot of people who aren't ready to go where you are ready to grow, or ready to grow and go. All right. Excuse me, y'all. I got a burp. Excuse me. I feel like that means something in the spiritual world, all right? Did one of them flip over? All right, Divine, let me get two more. 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 All right. One more. All right, all right, all right. I love this for you. I love this for you, collective. I love it for you. All right, so once again, you're gonna have to cut ties. All right, you're gonna have to hop on that ship. Whether you gotta hop on that ship by yourself. All right, you can't be like Noah. You can't take two animals, two friends, two lovers, two mothers, two daddies. You gotta hop on that ship and you gotta be ready to sail that motherfucker by yourself. Okay. You got to hop on that ship, and hopping on the ship is just you hopping on your throne mentally and just being disciplined enough to allow your mind, heart, and emotions to control where the fuck you're going. Okay, you got to cut ties, you got to move on. All right, it says to receive, what you need, you gotta hop on the ship and cut ties, okay? You gotta continue to make progress as you're moving along this journey. All right. So that means you're going to have to set a lot of boundaries with people. And that may be the hard part for you, right? Cutting people off that you've known all your life, cutting people off that you're related to by blood, cutting people off that you've been intimate with. All right. You're going to have to set up some strong boundaries. Okay. You're going to have to give people the, nah, not today. You know what I'm saying? And you might have to do it in phases. I know for me, I stopped celebrating holidays a long time ago, all right? And then I found myself like wanting to meet up in the gatherings for the holidays, even if I wasn't the one like hosting it. And then I was just like, even then, you have to set up them strong boundaries in order to protect yourself and your energy, okay? Because the matrix want to keep you in the matrix, and you have to learn how to live outside of the matrix. All right, so you have to put up strong boundaries. All right, you have to probably avoid some conversations. You have to be in this energy of not dealing with things, even if that makes people upset, even if that makes them feel some sort of way. Okay, right, but the clock is ticking. All right, the clock is ticking. It says cycles take time. All right. You're going to have to give yourself time to heal. All right. You're going to have to allow yourself to have the progress that develops over time. All right. It's not something that happens overnight. All right. Of course, you're going to be reminiscing about, things that happened in your past life. All right. Past connections. Not all of it is bad. All right. Some of it you enjoyed. All right. But you having this internal spark or awareness or conversation with yourself that, yo, I can't stay within this cycle. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, life is supposed to be fun, but it's also supposed to be purposeful. All right. You're not just here to turn up 24/7, 365. You're supposed to have some purpose about yourself and the life that you were given. Okay. So yeah, you may get a little nostalgia every now and then. All right. But you need to learn how to make new memories. All right. Because once you expand your mind to new memories, then it's like there's no way that you'll want to go back to the old version of yourself because you have this new expansive mind. All right. But whatever the case is, divine is saying that you have abundance. All right. Abundance is yours. All right. Financial abundance is yours, and it's going to come from you being able to get in an energy to where you can manifest it. And right now, you may not be in that place where you can manifest it. All right. So you have to change your mindset. You have to be positive about money, about how you can get money. You got to stay out of this energy of trying to deceive people. All right. Deceive yourself. All right. Taking shortcuts. All right. You have to get into this energy of being able to be grateful, all right? Have a sense of gratitude and bliss for what you do have and what you're currently working towards, and then still have a sense of gratitude and bliss for that as you continue to move up the ladder, okay? Okay, one more. All right, so on your journey, you can expect to have some praise and encouragement. All right, you may tap in with your ancestors and the divine on a level to where you are going to be able to receive that spiritual, emotional, and mental praise and encouragement for you to keep going. All right, and this is going to bring you, a sense of joy. It's going to be like confirmations letting you know that you're on the right path and you're heading in the right direction. All right, so this skull, all right, it says on the bottom of the card, it says proceed with caution. This marks the end of the road. So once you start making this transformation, this rebirth, and, being reborn and letting old shit die, and you becoming this new version of yourself, tapping into your power, like when you go back, if you, what they used to say, when like, oh, a sinner would be like, oh, I stopped drinking for a month, but then I relapsed. All right. If you relapse, all right, those relapses are gonna start to feel different. All right. They're gonna be spiritually convicting. It's gonna hit you a little bit harder than, you know, what it would if you were actually choosing to be in that life. All right. It's gonna hit you a little bit different. Right. Divine is saying you have the choice to be on the winning side, the winning team. All right. You are royalty if you believe you are royalty. Okay. What does card say? It says step into your power. Your royal energy commands respect and inspires greatness. All right. You can't be great if you just want to stay in this energy of being stuck spiritually and being deceptive mentally. You can't. That's not royalty, stink. That's not, okay. That's not. We gotta move out of that. All right. You gotta move out of that by breaking the chains. Okay. You gotta break the chains. You gotta set yourself free, and it's a mental choice. It's an emotional choice. It's a spiritual choice. Okay, to break free. All right. It says the chains are shattered. Step into your newfound freedom. I'm gonna get 4 more cards, and then we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Okay. Because I don't want my videos to be longer than, I definitely don't want them to be longer than 40 minutes, but it is what it is. All right, we're gonna look at these two real quick. All right, so we got the cleanse. All right, this is somebody who's praying. This is somebody who's detoxing. This is somebody who is getting rid of all negativity so that they can keep their vessel, their mind, their heart within this sense of purification. All right, it does take, again, practice. All right, being intentional about yourself, about your routines, about your life, about your company, about your who you giving your sacral energy to. It takes you being intentional. Okay. Supersize me. All right. You want to, if you're going to supersize yourself and do a lot and be in access and overindulging in anything, make sure you're overindulging in things that's not going to have your back looking wide. All right. Overindulge in spirituality, overindulge in learning new concepts, overindulge in you being able to do a lot for yourself in a positive way, not a negative way. Okay. Did one flip over? All right, one more. All right, so bottom of the deck. All right, so brick wall. All right, don't allow yourself to walk into a brick wall when it's coming to this journey. All right, you might have to put up a wall to other people, but don't let yourself stay in this defensive energy. All right, and so we have black sheep. You could be feeling like, you know, you are the odd one, or you are the one that is going against the expectations that everybody that are around you is taking and doing and being. You're defying the norms. Okay. But when it's all said and done, you are the key player, all right? You're the only one who's going to be able to make the change, all right? You're the only one who's going to be able to step into this new version of yourself that you need to be, all right? You're the only one that's going to put yourself in that spotlight, all right? You are an irreplaceable person, all right? You playing the essential role in your life, all right? Nobody else is there to play that role in your life. You have to be the leader, all right? You have to create the structure. You have to create the foundation, all right? And that foundation is you starting with the right mind, the right heart, and the right tools in order to build that sense of stability that you want. But that is all I have for you in this particular read. Subscribe, like this video, share it on any of your social media platforms. I'm wishing you nothing but the best along your endeavors. Sending you peace, love, and prosperity today, tomorrow, and forever. I'll see you in the next one.